let's get into what happened this weekend at the Open, British Open as we call it over here. Scottie does Scottie things, and he takes home the claret jug on Sunday. It was an incredible weekend of golf. I got up at 3 a.m. each morning to start watching on Central Time. It was a lot of fun. Just got my cup of coffee and started watching golf in the wee hours of the morning. But a lot of fun this weekend watching golf. So Scottie, an incredible weekend. He gets his fourth major, third on the Grand Slam journey, I guess. So he's got the Masters now, he's got the PGA Championship, and now the Open Championship. And just watching this weekend, it was clear Scottie is just inevitable. And it was just a treat to watch him do his thing this weekend. It was, I think, one of his best performances of his career. We've seen him put up a lot of great performances throughout even just like the past couple of years where he's really blown up on the scene in the PGA Tour. He's just a likable superstar in this sport. And I really tuned in when he spoke before the Open and after in the interviews. Just spoke volumes about his character and showed the importance he puts on being a great father and husband more so than being a great golfer. And he's talking about how he's going to celebrate this, but it's not the end all be all for him. And I think it just really points to the fact that he loves the grind more than the result. I think you see a lot of players who love to get to the result, the win, and that's everything to them. I mean, just think about Rory and getting the Masters and what that did and how he was afterwards, up until this weekend where he played pretty well. But for a while there, he was kind of off his game, and I think a lot of it was just like he finally got the result. And for Scottie, and obviously people are going to compare him to Tiger. These are the type of guys that they love the grind, they love getting back to work, and the result isn't always the goal, and it's more just putting in the work each and every week. Because I'm telling you right now, he went right back out onto the driving range the next day after winning this Open Championship. So give me your thoughts on Scottie's performance this weekend and what you thought about it all.
Yeah, and I believe everything he said about how his priorities are being a good father, and that's what.
His words got taken out of context a lot, like he doesn't care or something.
Well, it's fine. That might be true, but that just shows you how good he is, because then he went out. He said that before, then went out and kicked everyone's ass.
Right.
for 4 days. So, very likable guy. Some claim he's boring. I understand why they say that, because out there he looks like a machine sometimes. I mean, credit. If you had to declare a weakness in his game the past couple of years, you'd say it'd be his putting. But that absolutely was not the case this past weekend. Yeah, he had so many clutch par saves. Some of his approach shots weren't Scottie-esque, but he had so many good saves that when other guys faltered, he remained the course and ultimately finished 17 under. I was going to claim he was the only guy who finished in the 60s every single round with a 68, 64, 67, 68. But actually, no, Nikolai Hogard shot 4 69s, so nice by him, but not. But still, I mean, still incredible. I mean, consistent every day. You could convince me that he got bored on hole number 8 on Sunday and double bogey that on purpose because he wanted to challenge, because he just wanted to spice things up, because he ended. I forget. Do you remember how many holes that was that he gone bogey free?
I don't know the exact number, but I
know
it
was a super long streak. It was 30 something holes.
Yeah,
but yeah, no one ever took advantage of that. No one who was at the top of the leaderboard played excellent on Sunday. Now there were guys who played, like, I'll give credit where credit's due to guys like DeChambeau and Wyndham Clark, guys who played horrible, and I mean horrible on Thursday, yet they both finished in the top 10 by just absolutely grinding it out. I think DeChambeau set the record for a 54-hole score Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I think Clark tied it. Credit to those guys. That shows you. You kind of wish they played better on Thursday, so it would have been a little more exciting at the end. But still impressive.
Bryson's used to the 3 rounds of golf with Liv.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think that trend kept going for him. But yeah, with Scottie, when he had a 1-stroke lead at the end of round 2, I was worried for the rest of the field then. Like I wasn't like as soon as I saw him at the top of the leaderboard, I'm like, oh gosh, this is not good for the rest of these guys. They're going to be chasing him the rest of this tournament. And after round 3, you kind of just knew it was over. I mean, maybe one guy could have caught him, and that was Rory. He kind of had the crowd behind him the whole weekend. You could really use that momentum, but it was just not meant to be for him because Scottie was just peppering Royal Portrush with birdies in all 4 rounds.
Yeah, he was one of those guys at the top that they haven't played bad in the Sunday, just none of them played great to make Scottie sweat at all. And Rory played pretty well Saturday. He made that great eagle putt on 12.
That was pretty cool.
He made several good putts that round and several good approach shots. But yeah, so yes, like you said, Scottie's just inevitable, and he's now in Phil Mickelson territory of just needing a U.S. Open to claim the Grand Slams. Well, we talked about this a couple months ago, and so next year it's at Shinnecock Hills. That is a very difficult golf course, but the year after that I think sets up well for Scottie. That's Pebble Beach. I might just go out on a limb and say he gets it done that year. 2027.
Yeah. At least he doesn't have to go back to Oakmont for another 8 years. So I think between now and then he's got to get it because he's not going to get it at Oakmont. That's just incredibly tough. But Scottie does join Tiger as the only 2 players to ever win the Open, whilst being the world number 1 golfer. His putting is come a long way because, like you said, that was one of the things that if you had to name a weakness, that was it. But looking at his 4 major victories, he won in 2022 Masters by 3 strokes, 2024 Masters by 4, 2025 PGA by 5 strokes, and 2025 Open by 4 strokes. He's the first player in over 100 years to win his first 4 majors by 3 strokes or more. He's just, whenever he gets up, he stays up and he dominates. He leads all players in cumulative major scores with a 32 under par, 21 strokes ahead of the next place man in Rory McIlroy. The best fact that I saw after the Open was it took Tiger 1,197 days from winning his first major to his 4th. Scottie just did it in the exact same amount of days. I mean, what are the odds of that? So like you said, he'll have a shot at the career Grand Slam at next year's U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills, but I love the 2027 look ahead at Pebble Beach because as far as U.S. Open courses go, that's one of the easier ones you can, and they keep going back to it. We've mentioned it before. I don't know why they keep going back to it, but I guess it's to give players a bit of a break from the Oakmonts and Pinehursts of the world. So the next couple guys.
One thing interesting is Rory did this too in like 2014 or 13, but back-to-back years where the same guy won the PGA Championship and the Open. Scheffler did it last year, and Scheffler did it this year. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. A couple of the guys that were fan favorites, I mentioned Rory, but Shane Lowry as well. They definitely had the crowd behind them the whole weekend. And those 2 guys had 2 of the more interesting plays on the golf course this weekend when Lowry got a 2-stroke penalty on a practice swing that led to his ball moving. And I blame NBC. They caught it on camera. It wouldn't have mattered. No one would have seen it. I blame them for getting it on the zoom-in camera on his ball. But that was unfortunate, but he took it pretty well. And then Rory.
He responded well on Sunday, too.
He sure did. He sure did. But Rory had one of the wackiest hits I've ever seen on a golf course where he hit 2 balls at once. He had a ball in the rough, and as soon as he hit it, a ball that was buried underneath it shot straight up. And I don't know if it affected his hit at all, the ball that he did hit, but it was just a crazy, crazy play. I don't know if you saw that one when it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost too unbelievable to be true because Rory's ball had to have gone exactly where that ball had landed, and it had to be in a spot where no groundskeeper had ever saw it or identified it and just kept it there. So, yeah, I mean, the odds of that are just astronomical, and somehow it happened to the one of the top guys in golf. Yeah, I saw someone say, you'd think it happened to a guy like Spieth, but it happened to Rory.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the eagle putt. On that par 5 12th, it was a 56-footer that just trickled in. It felt like it took all day to get to the hole, and then the crowd just erupted behind him. It was a great scene, a great shot of him turning to the crowd as it happened. But yeah, any thoughts on Roy? I think you had some thoughts over the weekend of how he
No,
was
it's
covered.
just I just don't. Like I told you, like the crowd behind him was awesome because like anytime you get a hometown crowd and it's just like they just follow you, like those scenes are incredible. I just don't understand the overabundant amount of coverage he gets. uh I just like I get it, he is one of the best in the world and he's kind of a polarizing character, but man, it's just the amount of coverage he gets, it's comparable to guys like Tiger and to Tiger, really. And I mean, he's nowhere in the same league as him.
Yeah.
And by the media too, it's like guys like tracking every one of his shots, just media guys just tracking every one of
Yeah.
his shots, and you miss shots of other guys who are ahead of him. Like they don't even show those. Like give credit to like Chris Goddard or Harris English. Like seeing those. Like obviously
Which
on
that's
Sunday we saw
impressive
more of
by
those shots.
Goddard because he won the previous week, and so you would have thought maybe that wasn't going to be able to carry over into a major championship, but he played really well.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was very impressive. But yeah, it just gets tiring because I guess it's just 'cause I just don't understand the overabundant amount of love that that he gets.
He's just I think he's very marketable in a lot of ways. Maybe not quite like Tiger, but he's one of the more marketable guys uh, on the tour. And obviously, we don't have Bryson in the PGA, or else he would be that guy that they'd be able to just go to because there's just guys that are
I'm
just
not even
more.
sure. I would like to think that, but I'm not even sure if that would. Like, I just don't like even. But like even at the event I went to, the PGA Championship a couple of years ago, Rory was like top 20 in that, but he had one of the biggest crowds just following him around. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, wow, even in Louisville, Kentucky, he's got this.
it's
It's just,
also
I just
it's also
don't,
more
I just
years.
don't get it.
There's more years that he's been in it, so he's got a much bigger following than maybe some of these other guys. And like we mentioned, Scottie isn't. He's not one to be a celebrity and step into the limelight, do all the marketing and all that stuff. But Rory's a pretty easy guy to put out there and cover a lot. But if you don't have any more on this Open, I do want to look ahead to Ryder Cup. So obviously we've got the FedEx Cup playoffs coming up in August. I think it trickles in maybe to September a little bit, but the big event that everyone's looking forward to now is the Ryder Cup. It's USA, it's Europe, and I liked, when Bryson was interviewed after his final round at the Open, he was quoted as saying, "This year's no joke. We're tired of it. We're tired of losing," and it was in a very serious tone, very serious face, and I know Keegan Bradley feels the same way. And I think there's a lot of pride on the American side, and Americans have been pretty dominant in these major tournaments, which bodes well for our chances in this Ryder Cup year. I just want to get your thoughts on like what are you looking for ahead of the Ryder Cup? What do you think the team's going to kind of look like? How do you like our chances against the Europeans this year?
It was a very impressive top four by the Americans in the Open for
On
sure.
a European
What
links course too.
on a European links course, which made it even more intriguing. But it's all just going to come down to if they select the right guys. I don't think Keegan Bradley's going to do the country club membership like Zach Johnson did 2 years ago. Uh, I think
That was
it's
awful.
going to be a who's playing well and who deserves it more approach, which may include himself because he was once again. I mean, he made the cut and he finished fairly high, I think. So I mean, Keegan Bradley has
Yeah.
every qualification to be on this team. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Some of these, like we mentioned, Chris Goddard up. I mean, if he continues to play well, I don't. I mean, it'd be hard to keep him off the list. And like, then there's guys like Cantlay or Morikawa who have not played well at all this year that people still claim that they're locks, but I think that might be a mistake
I
if you let
wouldn't.
those guys in unless they suddenly start playing like they used to. I mean, they get a little bit of the doubt because they've shown they can be good golfers, but when you're on a cold streak, it's kind of you don't really feel confident putting them in a high stakes environment like the Ryder Cup. Yeah, I mean, absolutely had to have Bryson on that team. It was a shame he wasn't on the team 2 years ago. That was ridiculous. I mean, I really hope Harris English gets that invite. I mean, statistically he will, but it's just not a real popular not a
Right.
popular guy that many
He,
people follow, but
he's a
he's so consistent.
yeah. He was steady throughout this weekend. He didn't show a lot of emotion, a lot like Scotty does, but he played really well and just was consistently good this whole weekend.
Yeah, yeah. So him. Who else is on this list?
So the top six right now that would get
Shoffley.
the automatic would be obviously Scotty's got the he's already qualified. He's
Yeah,
already
I don't know
got
if he's done enough.
obviously we got Xander, JJ
Yeah.
Spawn from his U.S. Open victory really catapulted him up there. So he's
Yeah, I
probably
would say he deserves it. It's kind of depressing. He's third though.
right.
He deserves to be. I'd say he definitely deserves to be on the team, but third's a little.
Yeah. Russell Henley fourth, Bryson
Okay.
fifth, and then Harris English sixth. So the next six guys will be captain's picks by Keegan Bradley. Bradley himself is 10th in the rankings, so I'd have to imagine he's got to play.
Looking at these other guys, I would say JT with he. I remember 2 years ago, you could argue he did not deserve to be on the team because he was not playing well at the time. I think he's kind of turned it around lately, and he's had experience on the Ryder Cup, so I think he deserves to be on the team. And you got guys like Ben Griffin, McNeely.
Colin
Colin.
Morikawa.
I've kind of talked about him. I like him. It's just he has not played well at all. He missed the cut this weekend. Played really horrible.
What about guys that have just been like consistent, like Sam Burns, Lucas Glover, Daniel Berger, like these names that we've talked about before?
Harmon's made every cut. Harmon's made every majors cut this year, and he has a win at the Valero Texas Open. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I talked about Goddard. If he continues to play well, he rose 19 spots just this past weekend. It's what the biggest crime is that Brooks Koepka's playing so bad right now because he should absolutely be on the team because he has the Bethpage black record, course record. He's just a good character. I feel like to have on a Ryder Cup team, but yeah, he hasn't.
Especially if Bryson's going to be on it too.
Especially if Bryson's going to be on the team, but he just hasn't shown anything that he deserves to be on the team. So.
Well, let's do a short little scouting on our competition here with the Europeans. Obviously, Rory is already qualified at the top of their rankings, but in their top six, they've also got Robert McIntyre, Tommy Fleetwood, Tyrrell Hatton, Shane Lowry, and Sepp Straka. As I look kind of down the list of who Luke Donald might pick, the one name that really stands out is Jon Rahm, but kind of looking at the way that Luke Donald, his view on LIV, he kind of has a complex stance on the LIV golf players. While he does express a desire to have strong players like Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton, obviously Hatton could get there automatically, but he has emphasized that they must earn their place, and he won't grant them any special assurances due to their LIV affiliation. So we might not see Rahm be on this team or be selected,
which would be great for Team USA.
Right. He's on a bit of a hot streak. I mean, he's always in contention, it seems like, this year.
Yeah, he hasn't won anything, but he's been contending. So yeah, absolutely. He's ranked 21st on this list. So I'd be surprised if he's not on the team. Then you look at those guys from 7 to 12. I would assume he puts Justin Rose on the team.
Yes,
veteran guy. I would be shocked if he's not there. Hovland's been playing decent this year. He has I don't know if he's won this year or not, but I mean, I would imagine he'd be on the team. He has experience and all that. Interesting that Rasmus Højgaard's 7th and his brother Nikolai is 25th. 25th, yeah. I wouldn't be. You could put both of those guys on there. I think they both do pretty well. So
I could definitely see Oberg and maybe based off his Open performance, Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he might have to have one more good performance between now and then to secure a spot. But yeah, he did play better than he had been in the Open. Dietrich's been kind of consistent all year too. Yeah, those top guys though for Team Europe, that's going to be tough for the Team USA for sure.
It's going to be fun. I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to it. We'll see how the rankings change, especially for our U.S. squad going forward as we head into September for that great weekend. That's going to be right on my wedding weekend. So I'll have to bring a TV to the venue.